In this video we're going to look at adverbs. Adverbs are a bit of a mixed bag as a word category. In terms of meaning, we find a lot of adverbs modify verbs or sentences, and modify means to change the meaning. So if we have something like she walked slowly, that walked is a verb, and slowly changes the meaning a bit of how she walked. And the same with gleefully, he laughed. If you laugh normally, and then you laugh gleefully, it's a different sort of laugh. You also have these adverbs modifying sentences. So the cat killed the mouse. Unfortunately, the cat killed the mouse. In that sentence, the cat still kills the mouse, but you're expressing an attitude towards it. Or she often drinks coffee here. You can say, well, she drinks coffee here. She often drinks coffee here. The activity is the same. You're just saying how often, how frequent it happens. And that's what adverbs do. They often answer particular questions. So particular types of adverbs can answer particular questions, and these are questions like how, where, when, how often. Now, this is not an exhaustive list, but just some examples. So we can say how, nicely, cleverly, beautifully, and we call these sort of adverbs manner adverbs. We can say where, you get here, there, everywhere, and these are place adverbs. You can ask when, and you get then, once, tonight, soon, time adverbs. How often, always, briefly, usually, and these are frequency adverbs. We've already said about adverbs modifying verbs. The adverb says something about the activity expressed by the verb. So she walked slowly, you're saying the walking is slow. She quickly left. Her leaving is quick. He laughed gleefully. The laughing is gleeful. Now, when we look at where adverbs occur in a sentence, we find that these adverbs modifying verbs can move around the sentence quite a bit. So you have she walked slowly, but you can also have slowly she walked, as in slowly she walked out of the room. Or she slowly walked. So slowly can be at the beginning, in front of the verb, after the verb, and the same with quickly. Quickly she left, she quickly left. Gleefully he laughed may sound a bit odd out of context, but try it in a little text and it may well work much better. He gleefully laughed sounds a lot better as well. Adverbs modifying sentences, you get unfortunately the cat killed the mouse, and you can even move that one around. So you can say the cat killed the mouse unfortunately, or the cat unfortunately killed the mouse. In all cases that expresses that it was unfortunate that the cat killed the mouse. And that shows you, that paraphrase shows you that it's about the whole event, not just about the killing. She always drinks coffee here. Always she drinks coffee here. She drinks coffee here always. Now, because adverbs can either modify sentences or verbs, sometimes you get sentences that are ambiguous, that have more than one meaning, depending on how we interpret the adverb. So if you think about they married happily, if you take it, that can mean either that the way in which they married was happy, so they were both smiling with big smiles, or it can mean, and then it's then it's an adverb modifying the verb, so it tells you the manner in which they married. But it can also mean, that the speaker is happy that they married. So I am happy that they married happily. So if the mother of the bride says that or something, she's relieved that they got married. Okay, now there's a further group of adverbs, and these are adverbs that link sentences, and they're words like however and nevertheless. So you can say the referee said the ball was out, however none of the players agreed. So however links the two sentences. Or our team lost again, nevertheless we still hope to make the championship. So again, there's like linking words. And again, you can see that you can move these around. So none of the players agreed, however. Yeah, so you can see they still behave as adverbs. You have that freedom of movement. So, as a general rule, you can say if you can put a word at the beginning and at the end of a sentence, then it must be an adverb. Now, keep in mind that if you can't apply the rule, that's not necessarily evidence against. Yeah, but if you can apply that's good the rule, then it's good evidence that you're dealing with an adverb. There's another little group of adverbs called degree adverbs, and they we've already come across them when we talked about adjectives, and they behave a bit differently. They modify adverbs or adjectives only and give a degree. So you get things like she walked extremely slowly. So extremely gives you a degree of slowness. She comes here rather often. So rather is the degree adverb modifying often. Or he's hugely fat. Yeah, so hugely is the degree adverb telling you that he's not just fat, yeah, but he's fat to a very large degree. Or she's very tall. Again, very is the degree adverb modifying tall, which is an adjective. So the rule for degree adverbs is that if a word comes immediately in front of an adverb or an adjective and it expresses a degree, then it must be a degree adverb. Okay, if we then look at the morphology of adverbs, we can see that a subset of adverbs is formed by adding ly to an adjective. So you have the adjective sad, you stick ly at the end, you get sadly, and that's an adverb. Pretty, prettily, quick, quickly. Yeah, there's an awful lot of adverbs which are formed in this way. But you have to be a bit careful, because not always is it the case that ly is stuck onto an adjective to form the adverb. Yeah, so you've got hard as an adjective and hardly as an adverb, but hardly is not formed from hard by sticking ly. And not all words ending in ly are adverbs. Not all, and when you take the ly off, then they're not always adjectives. However, the rule we can use is that if a word ends in ly and when you take this off you are left with an adjective, then it must be an adverb. Okay, let's try a few. So you get Sue draws beautifully. What's beautifully in this sentence? Well, if you look where it is, how it's formed, you've got the ly. Yeah, so take it off and you end up with beautiful. Yeah? So the picture is beautiful, the beautiful picture. Aha, beautiful is an adjective, and here beautifully has the ly. So what we have here is an adverb. Now, what does beautifully tell you something about? It tells you about the drawing. Yes, it says that the drawing is beautiful. So that means that the adverb is modifying a verb here. Okay, try another one. Bill often leaves the house at 6. What's often here? Well, you can see, can you move it around? It's not got ly, so that's not a test we can use, but you could say often Bill leaves the house at 6, or Bill leaves the house at 6, often. Yeah, so you can say, okay, we've got an adverb here. Now, what does it modify? It's not about how he leaves it, but it is how often, how frequent this event occurs. So what we've got is an adverb modifying a sentence. Now, how about this one? That was a lovely cake. We've got lovely. Okay, we've got ly here. But if you take it off this time, what you're ending up with is love. Yeah? And you wouldn't say he is love. Yeah? Because love, as we saw in the workshop, is a noun. Yeah? Or it can be a verb, of course, but it's not an adjective. So although we've got ly here, yeah, it doesn't look like an adverb. So what else can it be? Well, it was a lovely cake, and cake, of course, is a noun. So the lovely cake, the cake is lovely. So in fact, what we've got here is an adjective.